welcome to the Ties Are Off Property podcast. I'm Dafydd.
I'm Tom Edmunds.
I'm Foligno, and we've been really excited to get this podcast going. We're really excited for what's coming in 2023 as well. We've got lots planned, but our man Tom here is going to tell you what we got going.
Well, for our inaugural property podcast, the pre-podcast, we've all got a drink in front of us. I've got a cider, and after the numerous takes, I'm almost to the bottom of it. But it's part of the premise. We want to keep this relaxed, hence the name, the Ties Are Off. And we, like Andrew said, we're incredibly excited. We've got some golden nuggets coming for you in January 2023. So we're all involved in the property industry, whether it's buying property, estate agency, mortgage advice. We're in this day in, day out. So we're at the coalface. So Dav, tell us a bit about yourself then.
Well, as we're keeping it short and sweet this week, you'll hear a lot about our experience in the industries in greater detail in the episodes to come. I fell into the industry around 11 years ago.
You can tell that with the grey hairs he's got in his head by now.
And I've been in the industry since, working as an estate agent. I'm now a self-employed real estate agent, and I operate in and around the Swansea area. What about you, Ant?
So I'm a mortgage advisor, as we've established. I've been a mortgage advisor for about 3 or 4 years. I was previously a protection advisor, and I got into the industry as that. And we've dealt with plenty of sort of mortgage-based protection cases before I became a mortgage advisor. And I've not looked back since about 3 or 4 years ago, and I've dealt with many different types of cases.
If you can see Andrew's hair, it's a lot more stressful than the estate agency business, I can tell you that. And for me, finally, I'm not got quite the same experience as Dav, but I've been directly involved in the industry for about 8 years now, when I bought my first property that's part of my investment portfolio. And I've been an estate agent now for the last 3 years.
Another 2 and you'll have grey hairs too.
So every week we're going to be doing some sort of quiz. We do want to bring in things this pre-podcast where it's similar to what it's going to be like next year. So this time we're just going to do one question for our quiz, and we'll give an answer at the end. And Dav has the question for you.
According to Rightmove, what is the average time scale to completion from an offer acceptance in the UK at the moment?
And he's going to say it again, just to repeat.
According to Rightmove, what is the average timescale it takes to complete on a property from an offer acceptance in the UK?
If you don't know the answer to this, I'm sure some of you are going to be quite surprised.
And because we knew you absolutely wanted this as podcast fans that we've got right now, we're going to bring in a fun fact about each other. So I'll start with Tom. Tom, what's your fun fact?
I've got someone who looks exactly like me. I'm a twin. And I guess I don't have many fun things to say about myself, but I guess that's a little bit different, yeah.
Yeah, and Dav, what about you?
Mine's not fun. I'm going to be on TV next year, so keep your peepers open.
Tell them what channel, Dav.
I'll keep that to myself until next time, actually.
We're all watching.
He's signed some things and he can't talk about the show too much. That's what I think.
But my fun fact, we've waited till last. I am Ozzy Osbourne's twice cousin, or second cousin, I should say, not twice. Second cousin.
I'm sorry, he's a bit nervous. This is our first podcast, as we've mentioned.
So true that I said twice cousin. He's my second cousin, twice removed. It's actually something I found out through Ancestry. You can Google it.
You look a bit like Jack, actually.
Yeah, I thought that, actually, yeah. But we can get the facts that we can Google this sort of stuff. But yeah, that's that. So the guys are going to give you a brief recap of the year. I'll be giving more on mortgages next time, but this one's really intended to be a bit more property based. So they're going to just sort of explain what's been going on this year.
It's been a busy one, hasn't it?
Yeah, mental.
Yeah, but it led on from last year where we had such a big burst in the marketplace, and it stayed on that trajectory for the first half of this year. You know, the fear was that interest rates on the mortgage side was going to rise, and on the mortgage side, Andrew's going to give us a much deeper flavour on that now in the episodes to come, but he'll delve into that. And yeah, once that started happening, stamp duty relief, land transaction tax relief started coming in. The Help to Buy relief came in as well, just to help the market a little bit with the interest rates rising. And we're sitting here today with an eye on next year and what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think importantly on that as well is you'll see a lot of things in the media, and there's a lot of doom and gloom about the property market, and you'll agree with me here, Dav, and probably Andrew as well.
Yeah.
And it's painting a really bad light if you're looking at sort of selling, buying, if you're looking at getting a mortgage now. But it's really not as bad as the mainstream media is saying. I think you can agree, Dav. If we're looking at basically the last 2 years, like Dav started saying, the start of the year was crazy. It's been an absolute crazy couple of years. So we can't really gauge the property market on those 2 years. Right now, for me, it seems like it's come back to a normal. If we put it against 2019, for example, then we're more at a normal level. They're pretty much the same.
Yeah, this is what we've been classing as back to our normal market, isn't it? We've had the burst, we've had the boost, where anybody could sell in that particular marketplace. We're back to normal now. Yes, okay, the interest rates have climbed, but unfortunately, the negative always takes the limelight in the news and creates a frenzy when it's not necessarily needed. Andrew will touch on that a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, interest rates, we've seen interest rates increase in periods, but at the same time, as Dav and Tom have said, when you read the media, only a month ago they were saying that interest rates would increase and increase and increase, but we're even seeing a period now over Christmas where interest rates are going down with some lenders. So, don't get me wrong, with some lenders are still high, but there's high street lenders as of today, that are dropping rates. So you do see periods and pockets of areas where they'll start to bring them down again. They may very well go back up, but it's not as bad as people make out sometimes.
Yeah, so mental first part of the year and bit of a slower second part of the year, but as you're saying, it's more of a normal
An
part.
interesting 2023 to come.
I'm very excited for it as well.
Very excited, cannot wait.
So I believe one of you also has a quiz answer to give, is it?
Oh, we do indeed. So the quiz question was
according to Rightmove, how many days on average does it take to go from offer acceptance to completion? So Dav, hit us with the answer.
Many will be quite surprised at this, I think, as Tom mentioned earlier on, and it's actually around or just above 150 days, 150 days from offer acceptance to completion right now, as an average across the UK, which is mental.
Which is a bit crazy, because if it's 5 months, that is basically. Yeah. We're saying 5 months. So if we look back to 2019, it was 90 days, roughly 90 days.
Average 90 days.
So you're talking 3 months, which already feels like a long time when you're excited about buying your next home or your next investment. So yeah, when you are buying, just expect that it's going to take a lot longer than normal. To get through the process. It can be quicker, but
it can be a lot quicker, and we will go into that a lot more in the next few episodes, because there are things out there and strategies and methods that you can use as a seller, you can use as a buyer or an agent to help speed that up a little bit.
Yeah, and I think as well, that's a statistic off Rightmove as well, wasn't it, Dav?
It is indeed. Go on then, boys. Elephant in the room. What do you think about the game yesterday?
Don't even.
Wales, England.
So before we go into anything about this, we are recording this just after Wales and England have played in Qatar in the World Cup.
Yeah.
And weirdly, we're 3 Welshmen sat here, but there's only one unhappy person.
So, yeah, Dav's actually, despite being a Welsh speaker, claims to be an English fan.
Well, being born there kind of claims
being
that
born
itself.
there helps, apparently, and I'm not even...
He's Welsh.
A full Welsh fan myself, and I'm apparently Italian, because my family never let me live it down that you can't support Wales, you've got to support Italy. Surname's Foligno, you've got to be an Italian. So
you speak Italian?
Speak a little bit, yeah. Come stai? So, come stai? What's going on? So yeah, basically, I will always support the home nation if Italy haven't qualified.
I thought it was quite a good game.
And now,
unfortunately, they didn't turn up.
Wales have been knocked out of the World Cup, and Dav's a very happy man. So
I'm not happy that they got knocked out. I'm just happy because it was a good result.
So if he's a bit chirpy on our first episode, please excuse him.
Yeah. Please excuse Dav, the Welsh-speaking English fan. So, what's to expect next, boys?
Get my birth certificate.
So we're going to talk a bit about the podcast structure going forward. So this is obviously a bit different. This is our pre-podcast, and we're just describing, giving you a bit of a launch as to what we're doing in the next ongoing few podcasts. So we're going to look at introducing the podcast, talking about our last couple of weeks in the industry together, what's happened and whatnot. We'll also talk about the property news that's come up because in the last couple of weeks, because we're going to be trying to do this bi-monthly. Then me and Dav will choose a property topic to chat about each week, be that a topic for first-time buyers, investors, or maybe talk about auction properties. And then Andrew's going to step in with a bit about the mortgage section, and he's going to try and keep that as exciting as he possibly can.
None of that now.
And hopefully we are going to have a few great guests on board from the industry who can offer you some golden nuggets going forward if you're buying property, looking to sell, looking to buy, looking for a mortgage. And also we'll be starting with our quiz as we did today, and giving you the quiz answers. And then to finish, we'll every podcast give you a tip of the week and something that's going to leave you in good stead for the next couple of weeks before our next podcast.
The tip of the week is going to be taken away by Dav.
Tip of the week.
Tip of the week.
Drum roll.
Tip.
Drum roll. Tip of the week. Watch our next episode, which will be video recorded and aired in mid-January 2023. So make sure you tune in.
Yeah.
Got any questions?
Email inquiries at thetizeroffpodcast.co.uk, and also follow us on our social medias. We've got Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok and YouTube as well.
What was the email again, Andrew? Because I don't know if me and Dav know it yet. So
Yes.
tell the listeners again, please.
Definitely tell us what your thoughts are and whether you want to have new subjects next time. It's inquiries at thetizeroffpodcast.co.uk.
What was that, Tom?
Inquiries at thetizeroffpodcast.co.uk.
Nailed it.
And Dav, we're not letting you get away with it. What is it, Dav?
Inquiries at thetizeroffpodcast.co.uk.
There we are. So we'll see you in January. I think we said mid-January. So we will see you in mid-January, and we're looking forward to having you listen again.
See you in January. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.